Welcome back to Keegzcade. Today we're going to be doing the intro video, so I'm going to be telling you guys more about how Keegzcade came about, the journey, and the upgrades, and the goals for the channel as well. So my girlfriend's just going to interview me, kind of make it more linear so that I can tell you guys, everything.
Okay, so first, can you tell us what's the meaning of the Keegzcade?
So the meaning of Keegzcade is it's like a rehab journey. It's like a personal, just overcoming journey to prove that I can get back to normal or somewhat normal, and come up with cool upgrades for the arcade, play PC games with the arcade, develop my brain for rehab, use it for getting better in real life for cognitive and motor skills and stuff. So 5 years ago in December 20th, 2020, I was driving, Christmas time to go see my family. I hit black ice, which is like a thin layer of ice when you're driving. My tires slid and I hit a bunch of cliffside walls and then went into a coma for 16 hours. Somebody found me 45, 30 minutes after and I was rushed to the hospital. I ended up waking up. Somebody pulled like a breathing tube right out of my throat. It was painful, but that was just the beginning. I woke up, I tried to stand up, and I was walking side to side, very unbalanced. I ended up having a lot of initial injuries, but that was just the beginning. The first biggest injury that still to this day affects a lot of the internal injuries I have is I have a brain injury, which is a diffuse axonal injury, and it's stage 2. If you know what a concussion is, it's from impact and it shakes your brain. But a diffuse axonal injury shakes your brain and shreds it like cheese, which doesn't sound good, right? So that basically gave me a lot of internal and cognitive issues and mental health issues. Another initial injury was the fourth nerve of my right eye dislodged, so then I had double vision right after this crash, and double vision for 3 years. This left lung got crushed because these ribs got crushed because of the seatbelt. This shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade is also in the wrong spot. It dislocated to the wrong place, and my collarbone also dislocated inwards into the wrong place. So my entire left shoulder area is not in the correct place anymore, and it causes problems. I have a pre-existing condition called hypermobility, which causes my bones to easily dislocate. And so in the crash, instead of breaking all my bones, I had the miracle of just dislocating everything and relocating everything, which is cool, but right now it's not great because I dislocate, my knee when I walk or when I get up from sitting or as I'm sleeping. My shoulder will dislocate or my foot or my toe, or there's a lot of spasm problems as well. Like the communication from my brain to the rest of my body is not in sequence, in sync. So to try to explain it better, the diffuse axonal injury shredded pieces of my brain and the neurons disconnected, and now they're trying to reconnect, but they're reconnecting in the wrong places. And so I do a bunch of things that I shouldn't be doing, but it's just my body doing it on its own. You can see some examples during my streams, like I use the arcade machine, right? Because it's color coded and there's a joystick, and the buttons are nice and big, and I can tell my brain to tell my fingers to click on the buttons to do the thing. Migraines are a really big part of my struggle and the journey of Keegzcade, and a lot of the time why sometimes I gotta stop streaming because my brain is gonna explode and I can't take it anymore. And it's not a fun time at all. Sometimes it's ocular where I go blind. Sometimes it feels like my brain is just hurts. My ears are like inverting, gonna explode. There's there's a lot of different things in terms of how my brain feels all the time and the different things I do throughout the day. One thing that I realized very soon after the car crash is water and temperature and touch and eating and all those things that are very human to do when you're normal are very difficult for me now. Because eating, my mouth is sensitive to salty things, to sour things, to spicy things, to slightly mild things, to temperature. So I don't even warm up my food anymore. I just eat like straight from a can. I you know uh, I make very plain foods, and that has made my diet not necessarily the best. And so I've lost a bunch of weight too. And apart from eating, going to the bathroom and bathing as well is horrendous. Brushing my teeth, mouth sensitivity, showering, body sensitivity. And then that's just from the first crash, you know? And then I I don't know if I could do this.
You okay? Do you want to rest or
There's
what?
so many things I have to say. My brain is like racing. Because I want to say everything.
Oh, okay. I think
What?
I think for the first car accident, the problem you already mentioned like the most uh noticeable or like a most common thing for you. I think just to simply say I made a list.
Oh.
Yeah, I made a list. So if you want to get more details, here's the list.
My brain is gonna explode right now trying to explain everything to you guys. But I made a list that kind of sums up everything that I go through in a day. I gave you some of the information. I definitely gave you a lot of information, but it's not everything. And this is not everything either. But this is taking a lot out of me to like just tell you guys. Like my body temperature right now, well, there's a couple things. I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my feet. Right now they're both numb. And my body temperature is like really, really hot right now. And it's like really getting hot in my head. And I really want to tell you guys more. And you can check out my streams and I'll tell you more if you ask. But I don't know how I can tell you guys everything is wrong with my life. Like, I just want to keep showing you that everything is wrong, but I'm working through it and I'm building Keegzcade to help me work through it. So I said what happened in the first crash, and I said the symptoms of the first crash. But I also want to say that after the first crash, I was doing okay. I was I was getting better. I got, ear surgery and I got eye surgery, and so I was able to see again. And then I was learning tech, and I got these arcade machines that I've been modifying and trying to make into something that's kind of like me, Disabled a little bit, doesn't work half the time, but it does the do. And I
And then you got the second car
yeah,
crash.
and then literally as I was on my way to physio and like getting better, and the stream was basically prepared for Keegzcade in December 30th, 2024. I got hit by a car. And since then, life has been much harder because my right side, it used to be good before, but now my entire right side is also hypersensitive, hyper, temperature regulation problems, sensitivity problems, showering difficulties. The inside of my mouth is fucked on that side again. Like, it's a whole like adaptation process all over again. And it's a big toll on my body, but one of the only things I could really just keeps me grounded is working on Keegzcade, streaming for you guys, making videos, and showing the world that anything is possible, even if you have like the craziest and like painful experiences, you can still like come out of it, you know?
So you shared a lot about your previous experience and issues developed from the crashes, and why did you choose the arcade as rehab?
Well, I've always had a fond love for arcades. Just I'm not necessarily old or anything, but I arcade machines are cool, you know? And you can use different buttons, different joysticks, different things. You can be creative with how you play the game, not just keyboard and mouse, not just controller. And also, um, I wanted to play games after the car accident too, but also I can't use a controller and I can't use a keyboard and mouse either because it's the keyboard and mouse, the buttons are way too close together and I can't fathom, doing it. Like it's too much. So this is way better for me to use because it's color coded. The arcade is color coded. And a controller is very easily throwable. Not because of rage problems, but because of spasms and because of I can't control my hands all the time. And then since I play a bunch of different games together and like different times, I can't just memorize it and get good. I have to always learn and always practice. So then my hands do the correct things IRL. So like if I were to carry a glass, right? Already today, I've almost dropped this glass like 4 times. What I want to do is get my grip better. So that's why I have the stick, right? I want my grip to be better. And then for the buttons, it helps with telling my finger to click it at the right time, but also if I were to like pick up ice cubes or hold a spoon or open a door, then I would be able to pressure the finger at the correct time. I know it seems very easy for a normal person to do these things, but for me, it's a super hard obstacle. Like every chore in the day is hard. And not just a chore or a task, but like internal systems too, like breathing. I control my own breathing and like coughing and salivation and things that don't necessarily make sense, but I have to control or else it'll go out of whack. Like even when I'm sleeping, I have to control my breathing or sleep on a certain side or be conscious at least so I don't just stop breathing. You know? They like life is hard, but this will train me to make it easier. I used to use skateboarding and longboarding as a way of rehab, but since the second crash, and my back deteriorating so much, this is the only thing that I can fathom right now because everything is just so difficult. I don't really. I'm adapting best I can, but some days are really way too hard. So when my body doesn't cooperate, I try to come on stream, and that's how I do it. That's how I cope. I try to come see you guys. You guys ask me questions. I learn more skills while playing games. I remember things. I also do get angry, but I still keep going. Like there are times where I've played like Crash Bandicoot 4 and I've played like a level over and over and over again. I'm not going to give up because the more I play it, yes, the more frustrating it is and the more I get angry at my fingers not working, but the more you practice at something, the better you get. And that's when every time I keep going, I realize that yes, it's true because my fingers do end up listening to me. They do end up working, and I do end up completing the level or defeating the boss or whatever. So it's not only about the arcade, it's also about like me adapting my body with the arcade.
Is your goal of life different from before the crash?
My goal in life has not changed. it's been the same. I've always wanted to help people before, after the crash, after the second crash. I still want to help people. I want to show people that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. And even if you have like difficulties and things, you don't need to copy what I do. You just need to have willpower to keep going and keep progressing further. I would like to say that I know it's hard. I know it's difficult to go through it. I've had my difficult times as well. I'm not comparing my times to you, but I've gone through, depression. I even have PTSD as I'm talking to you guys right now. But I want to be open and I want to show that it is possible despite what the doctors tell you, despite them saying, "Oh, you can't actually walk. Oh, you can't, you're not going to be able to see again. You're not going to be able to do that." Maybe if they didn't tell you that, it doesn't matter. But you can do whatever you put your mind to, okay? I want you to know that. And I'm here to encourage you along the way as well. Is that good?
I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Yeah, I think
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my body hurts so much right now. I'm actually shaking a lot. We're gonna keep this in, as I'm like behind the scenes, whatever. My feet are so incredibly moist right now. It's not fun. And then like my palms are super sticky. That's not fun either. Like my head, my like brainstem is hurting. Um, I'm not trying to like flaunt my or anything. I just tell you guys because I want you to know. Just because I make weird faces and like I yell sometimes. And it's not necessarily that I'm angry at the game or angry at people. I'm just angry at why my body doesn't listen to me. And I'm gonna get better. And you guys are here to help. So yeah. This is Keegzcade. This is also the 1972 Superstar pinball machine that I have, which is pretty cool. And then these are some of the consoles that I use over here. And there's other consoles in my arcade machine that I use to play, any game on an arcade machine. Welcome.
You just gotta trust in